Hi guys, hope you're having a great day. I actually am. I'm editing the 2010 Georgia-Florida game right now as we speak. I listened to the entire game yesterday. Now we'll be editing the game. And just want to take a break from that real quick to talk about 2026 and what we're going to do this season on the Georgia Basketball Vault channel and the main channel. And you know, everybody knows it's going to be very different season. It's going to be very different content-wise. April 24th changed the outcome of this channel forever. So now I get to be able to, number one, have more creative freedom in the past of what we're going to do. And I'm super excited to get this started. We're going to have a test first. So, number one, here's what we're going to do. So, the first show, and I'm very proud of this. I'm working on it right now. I'm trying to see what people could come on. The first show we do is going to be the Bulldog Party Line show, which is a 1-hour show. We'll answer your Georgia questions. We'll take a look at Georgia. We'll take a look at Georgia's game, answer your questions, and take a look around the SEC and college football. It's going to be very difficult for me to talk an hour about the same thing, but we're definitely going to try to get it to go. And then the next hour, it's a 2-hour show, so the second hour is actually an old Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network show that they have not done in over 20 years that I'm going to try to bring back. It's going to be called Best of the Bulldogs. And every week we will pick an old game. And I will condense that for you guys in an hour. And you could listen to the old game. I don't know what it's going to be for week 0 yet. But I do know for week 1 it will be the 2014 Georgia-Clemson game. I do know for when we play South Carolina, it will be the 2013 South Carolina game. You know, I'm trying to think of Georgia's schedule right now. And there's going to be some that make y'all mad. And I apologize because, like, for 2015, for 2015, or for Alabama, they've only played one time since this time. Like, sure, I could redo the 2025 SEC Championship or 24, but the point of this is to be fresh. So I don't know exactly what for some games I'm going to do. For Ole Miss, I'm stuck with 2 Ole Miss games. They're either going to be 2011 or 2016. And you'll hear, so what's going to happen is we'll have the game. You'll hear, I'll come in every few minutes with a description of what happens. Just example, you know, Georgia's got the ball at the 25 driving, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. And, you know, something like that. Of course, there's going to be no commercials. It's just going to be 2 or 3 minutes of me being able to rest my mic, so we'll have music playing in the background. And I'm super excited to get that going now. On the main channel, the pre- and post-game videos will stay the same. The weekly recap video will stay the same. The weekly recap video pretty much is going to become... We're turning the weekly recap video we started last year. That's pretty much going to absorb into Best of the Bulldogs. Or not Best, but the Bulldog Party Line. That's pretty much going to absorb that. And that is what that's technically going to turn into when we start that. As far as games go, and, you know, again, because of circumstances, there's been different changes going on, and I don't agree with the changes that's happened. So I have to find a way to make my own. And yeah, so play-by-play live streams of the Georgia games. We've done this for soccer. If you're a regular viewer of the main channel, you know that we have done this for years. We've done basketball for a while too. We don't do basketball as often as we do other sports, but we've done basketball and soccer. Soccer, of course, is the main one. We actually will have a Georgia soccer game here now, just in a few weeks. So very excited to get behind the mic of that again. But you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie that I'm very nervous to step behind the mic for Georgia football, because I know you guys, number one, you guys are going to expect a certain level of play-by-play. Something I have not done good for football. We've done football a few times. To be quite honest with you, I was okay. I was great in my own mind, obviously, but to other people, I want great. One of the main things I always get is that I get too excited and I scream too much. But to be completely honest with you, I don't care about that criticism, because I'm a fan. I'm sitting here watching the game on TV. Yes, I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna tell you that the official made a bad call. Every time the officials make a bad call, it's against Georgia and stuff like that. That's what we do. I'm a Georgia fan, and we're gonna do that. So, and then a few other things is that pregame show. I didn't mention that we'll have a hour-long pregame show too. It'll be pre-recorded though. We haven't figured out if the streams are going to be live, or delayed on YouTube to a day or so after, where I can edit the footage with the game. That's the way it looks like I'm going to lean to, is to maybe stream it somehow, have the live call of it, then edit it with the video. It's going to be complicated, but I'm ready to go, man. Keeping Scott Howard's legacy alive. Keeping Scott Howard's legacy alive with all of this new content. And I do want to mention that Bulldog Party Line will continue through basketball season, but live streams and stuff will not. So pretty much after the national, say Georgia plays the national championship, after the national championship, those videos will be done. And, that'll be that. But, and maybe next year, they see what they did wrong and bring back Scott for football. But I will be honest with you guys. This form of content, in the back of my mind, was going to come eventually. Because eventually, you have to get out on your own and start making original content. I just hate the way it ended. I would have held off doing my own original content for many, many years, as long as Scott was doing the football games. But, that's not the case no more. It's wrongfully not the case no more. So that's now given me an opportunity to be able to jump on and do my own content with people, and try to, hope you guys, try to impress you guys a little bit, because just like me, you've been so used to something for so long. When it's time for something new, you're like, oh well, let's give this a try. I hope you do stick around, but at the same time, if you do not, I completely understand. This is not what you subscribed up for, but at the same time, too, you have to understand this is not why I created this channel. I did not create this channel to be a one-off live stream channel with me doing play-by-play. That was never the thought of the channel. You could obviously see what the channel was made for. It was made for Scott Howard and Eric Zier and Hondo and the gang, and Claire and Munson, and keeping their calls alive. And now we don't have that chance no more. That was taken from us. So now we have to find a way to kind of spin our own twist to it. And the main thing this is about, because I've had at first I was like, well, I'm not going to do nothing. Well, at first I was like, I would continue for 2026. There's some things happening behind the scenes, and I'm like, should I really do this and be miserable the whole year? Because to be completely honest with you guys, if I was going to keep doing this as we were doing this entire season, I would have eventually lost interest in Georgia football, and I don't want that because this is something that I love very, very dearly. It's not necessarily because of the change. It would have been because of the aftermath of the change. It would have been the people in the comments saying that they like so-and-so better than Scott Howard, although they really don't deserve the job, politics. I've mentioned this before, so I'll say it again. I'm happy for Jeff Dantzler. He's a friend. He's a great person. And had Scott just retired, I would be supporting this 100%. But because he was forced out and wrongly terminated or whatever reason, I don't support the movement. I definitely don't support John Stinchcomb getting the job for no reason, apparently. I mean, that was just, you had Josh Brock right there. He literally was great last year. And it took a lot of people it took me a minute to warm up to Josh, but that's because I love Z so much. So, it's just stuff. And then the only good thing that's come out of this entire situation, because the entire situation is terrible. Don't let nobody fool you on that. The entire situation is terrible. Scott was done wrong, and it looks like apparently that everybody must know he was done wrong, but don't have the public balls to say he was done wrong. I do have the balls to say he was done wrong. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in with some people. They try to avoid me. They're trying to do this or do that, and I don't care, because everybody knows Scott Howard was done wrong. But for some reason, it just seems like nobody will publicly admit it. So that's why the change. I'm keeping Scott. Well, number one, we're keeping Scott Howard's legacy alive with Best of the Bulldogs, because I mean, that's pretty much going to be his hour right there. We should have just called that the Scott Howard era or Scott Howard hour. And again, guys, I'm super excited. I hope you guys, I'm sorry for ranting, but I'm having a good day. So when I'm having a good day, I want to talk more. I hope you guys stick around for the new era of this channel. I will say, too, most of this stuff will be posted on the main. I will post the games in their entirety on this channel with the regular broadcast and my broadcast. I've maybe thought of doing maybe a kind of somewhat of a coach's show. I've also thought about doing, like, say, Gunnar Stockton has a great game. I've also thought of doing, like, every Gunnar Stockton pass. So, yeah, guys, I genuinely hope that, everyone enjoys it. I hope that you guys, I hope you guys like the changes. You don't necessarily have to love them. You don't have to like them. You can just stick around to this channel for the whole videos. And, if you choose not to do any of that either, kind of like there's one certain person that pretty much got annoyed in me talking about Scott. But I'm like, I don't care. This is my channel. If you don't like Scott, then don't come to this channel. You don't need to be at this channel to begin with if you don't like Scott, because that is literally the entire purpose of this channel. Who's on the profile picture? Who's on the channel banner? Who's on the videos? I mean, you don't really need to subscribe to this channel if you don't like Scott. And I'm just going to keep it a stack with you guys. If you support the new changes, you're going to be very... I'm not saying... Because there's a lot of people who've viewed this channel and support the new change. I appreciate the support, but, in a way, you're going to be very disappointed with the... If you support the new change, you're going to be very disappointed in the way this channel will be going towards football season. But if you're like me and you don't support the new decision, it's wrong, I hope you stick around, because you might really enjoy the new direction this channel is going to be going in this year. And it's only for football. Basketball will stay the same. I've had to stress that to people, because there's some people who've commented and reached out to me on Twitter like, well, basketball, yes. As long as Scott is doing basketball will stay the same. But to be quite honest with you, people don't realize my own original content started with basketball. So That's why I'm not as nervous to continue basketball than football, because I'm nervous to continue football because for the first time I don't have the leverage of Scott Eric Hondo in the game covering my content. And don't get me wrong, I wish 100% that was the case. If that was the case, 100 look, man, I just said in this video, but I'll say it again. I would have took being that person that made Scott Howard videos for the next 20-something years. Like, I would have never minded being that. I would be very complete if this channel was that. But, it's not the case. And that hurts. That's very sad. It's very sad and it hurts. But, at the same time, too, I can't sit here and do nothing like I was going to do. If you asked me in May of what I was going to do, for a week it was, well, I'll continue radio for 2026. Then pretty much after that, it was nothing. I was like, I'm not even motivated to do any other radio broadcast videos. And that's my issue. I just cannot sit around here and do nothing. I can't do nothing I cannot do nothing while I can be restoring and continuing Scott Howard's legacy at Georgia as always the modern day voice of the Georgia Bulldogs. Although it's changed, his voice will remain here. Like, his voice will not be going anywhere on this channel. I uploaded like 6 videos yesterday. His voice will not be going nowhere on this channel. Zaire's voice will not be going nowhere. Hondo and Lauren and, well, I got off track for a minute. The only good thing that has happened about this change, and it's not good at all, but there's one good thing to come out of it, and that's David Johnston finally being on the Georgia football coverage. He should have been on it a long time ago, but that's just my opinion. Everything else is terrible, but David Johnston being added to the coverage, in my opinion, was well overdue. But that's the point I was going to make, is that, Scott, Eric, Hondo, Tony, Chris, Jay, Lauren, these guys will not be forgotten when it comes to this channel. Like, you will understand quickly what this channel is about when you click on it. And you might be a new viewer, and you're like, well, what exactly is this channel supposed to be? At first, I had thoughts of just closing this channel down completely. And actually, until 3 weeks ago, that was going to happen pretty much. I already started, you guys might not realize that, I had already started privating videos where you could not see them no more. And then pretty much, I shared this story a few weeks ago. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's 1:30 in the morning. And I go to Georgia's website to see if an old game works, which has not worked in almost 4 years. And it did. So pretty much I have most of the old games I've wanted for a very long time. And that has pretty much reduced a fire in me, because we were about to switch. I don't know if you guys are aware of now, I have a fur channel. That channel was pretty much about to turn to a Atlanta Hawks and Atlanta Falcons channel. This channel would have been completely dead. It was going to be idle until, I don't want to say until basketball season, because I don't think I ever would be coming back to this channel. You actually have an option to private your channel. It does not delete your videos, but it privates them. That's exactly where we were going with this channel. That's exactly where we were going with this channel until 3 weeks ago. And that it's changed everything. I'm just so thankful. God bless me with a second chance to be able to get these games. And now I'm able to do it. And I'm so thankful, man, because it's been hard. This has been a hard year mentally and physically at home. But April 24th made this pretty much the worst year of all time. And that's now the main purpose of this goal. There's 2 goals to this channel now. Number 1 is continuing Scott Howard's legacy at Georgia. Because you guys might not understand, but in a way, you're not in my mental mindset. You guys are not in my mental mindset at all. So like, you don't know what I'm thinking right now. Excuse me, but in a way, Scott Howard's legacy has inspired this channel to maybe hit its best potential. And I hate it. I did hit 1,000 subs, which I'm thankful for. But I didn't want to hit it like I did. I wanted Scott Howard to be the voice of Georgia when I hit 1,000 subs. Because to be completely honest with you guys, 2023 was okay on my main channel. But 24 and 25 were very, very good. And this year was had everything stayed the same, 2026 would have been the best year ever on this channel, period. It would have been the best year ever on this channel. And I hate that's happened. As much as I hate Scott didn't get to go out on his own terms, it kind of makes me a little mad. It makes me a little mad that I didn't get to finish my plans with this channel the way I wanted it to. And now I've had to pick up the strap and reach out to people to make different kind of content happen. Because, my friend J-Bo, had a long conversation with him a few months ago about it. And shout out to my little sister too, because I've talked to her about it millions of times as well. Pretty much, this is the why I'm in this video with, guys. I didn't expect this video to be 22 minutes, but, it is what it is. Had I continued making videos with the radio, it would have showed that I supported the change. And that pretty much would have been me saying, it's okay to fire somebody who did nothing wrong. It's okay to take a voice away for my favorite voice away from us because of politics and because who the athletic director likes more. It's okay to do this and do that to coverage. And obviously, I don't own the radio coverage. That's stupid. I can't control none of the decisions that happen. But if you make a change and I don't like it, what, guys? You guys eat a tuna sandwich, you don't like it, are you going to continue eating it? You know what I mean? Like, if you get fed something you don't like, you have every bit to say no. And that's what I'm doing with this change here. No. Sometimes I wonder, did the success of this channel have a play in them doing this? I really do. Because had they looked at my comments and my videos, they would have known that a lot of people love Scott Howard. But instead, the athletic director had to make it the boys broadcast. Had to make it about the boys. So that's where we stand, guys. I hope you stick around for the changes. Again, I'll promote it one more time. Thursday, 7 to 9. Best Bulldog party line, best of the Bulldogs. Probably 8 to... We're working on time 7 to 9 or 8 to 10. Or maybe 9 to 11. We'll have to see the times. Bulldog party line and best of the Bulldogs. Cannot say what the week 0 episode will be, but I can confirm that the week 1 episode will be Georgia versus Clemson 2014. Very excited to get to edit that game. And then we'll have to go on from there with the season and what games I could choose. But and then live game streams. It's either going to be recorded live and posted live, or recorded live and posted later on, where I could add details to it. So, and of course, like we did last year, the regular game broadcast will stay the same. I will upload the game in its entirety with ESPN if I'm able to. I do believe I should be able to. So, that stays the same. It's just pretty much our main content's changing, because I never really considered those videos main videos. I just uploaded those because I knew there were people who didn't. I knew that there were wrong people that would come to my videos complaining that the radio call, they didn't like Scott, so I said, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to upload both. And I did. So yeah, guys. Go Dogs. And I hope you guys look forward to the changes. If you do not, I apologize, but stick around. We're keeping Sky Howard's legacy alive. Go Dogs.